She left her village to become a Lagos big girl. She changed her name, her accent, and her body for Lagos. Then one video destroyed her life. Imagine chasing the soft life in Lagos, then discovering the city never loved you back. When Sola stepped down from the night bus at Djibouti, Lagos did not welcome her. It watched her. She stood still for a moment, clutching her small Ghana must-go bag, breathing in exhaust fumes, sweat, and the sharp smell of roasted corn. This was the city she had dreamed of since secondary school. The city of lights. Of money. Of girls who left home ordinary and returned for Christmas looking untouchable. Sola was 22, tall, light-skinned, with soft village beauty. Back in Ikea, people said she was wasting herself. Too fine to be selling provisions for her aunt. Too sharp to be folding clothes in heat that cracked lips and dreams. So when her childhood friend, Kimi, sent pictures from Lekki, designer bags, balcony views, champagne flutes, Sola packed her life into one bag and followed hope to Lagos. Kimi met her in a ride-hailing car that smelled of air freshener and impatience. She looked different. Wig laid perfectly. Nails long and pink. Lips glossy like money. "Welcome to Lagos, babe," Kimi said, eyeing Sola from head to toe. "We'll fix you." That sentence should have warned her. Kimi's apartment was small but clean. One bedroom, one living room, white curtains. On the wall were framed quotes about hustle and soft life. Sola slept on the couch that first night, staring at the ceiling, heart racing with excitement. The next morning, Kimi took her shopping not for clothes, but for transformation. "You can't survive Lagos looking like this," Kimi said, dragging her into a salon. Hair changed. Brows carved. Lashes added. Accent practiced. Even her name was adjusted. "Sola sounds too local," Kimi said casually. "Let's call you Sola Ray." And just like that, the girl from Ikea began to disappear. Sola Ray got an Instagram page. Bio filled with emojis. Photos carefully angled. Backgrounds borrowed. Bags returned after pictures. Cars entered for content, exited immediately after. "Fake it till you make it," Kimi said. "That's Lagos law." Soon, DMs started coming in. Compliments. Invitations. Promises. Sola got a job at a boutique on the island, but the salary barely covered transport. Kimi laughed when she complained. "That job is just cover," she said. "Real money is networking." Networking meant lounges, birthday dinners, and smiling at men whose eyes never met yours, only your body. At first, Sola felt uncomfortable. Then she got used to it. When a man paid her transport twice the amount, she smiled wider. When another sent airtime just because, she replied faster. Lagos rewarded small compromises. Within months, Sola stopped calling home. She stopped wearing flat shoes. She stopped remembering who she used to be. She was becoming a Lagos girl. And Lagos was watching patiently. By the time Sola Ray moved into her own self-contained apartment in Oja, she believed she had made it. The apartment was hot, power unreliable, water irregular, but it had white walls and good lighting for pictures. That was what mattered. Online, her life sparkled. Offline, her stomach knotted with fear. Rent had been paid by a man she met at a lounge. "No strings," he said. But his calls came every night. When she didn't answer, the money stopped. Another man replaced him. Then another. Sola learned quickly, in Lagos, nothing is truly free. Kimi introduced her to upgrades. Better wigs. Teeth whitening. Skin treatments. Waist trainers. "You're competing with girls that have doctors on speed dial," Kimi warned. "You can't be basic." The pressure was constant. At lounges, girls scanned each other like enemies. Who had the newest phone? Who knew which man? Who was fading? Sola began to feel invisible unless she was loud, overdressed, and flawless. One night, at a high-end club in Victoria Island, a stranger leaned close and whispered, "You're pretty, but you'd be perfect with a little more shape." The words dug deep. Soon, Sola was Googling things she never thought she would. BBL fillers. Body enhancement. She told herself it was an investment. When Kimi flew to Turkey and returned transformed, Sola felt small beside her. Lagos was cruel to girls who stood still. She borrowed money, promised payback, lied to herself. The surgery didn't go well. Pain followed her home. Fever. Swelling. Nights spent biting pillows so neighbors wouldn't hear her cry. But online, she posted smiling mirror selfies. "Soft life looks good on you," people commented. Sola almost laughed. Bills piled up. Men disappeared. One called her damaged goods when she asked for help. The city that once opened doors now closed them quietly. And then came the humiliation. It happened on a Sunday. Sola was invited to a yacht party. Big opportunity. Big people. She borrowed a dress she could barely breathe in. Borrowed confidence too. Halfway through the party, someone whispered. Then laughed. A phone was passed around. A video. It was Sola. Crying in pain. Recorded months ago during recovery. Her accent raw. Her village self exposed. Someone had leaked it. The laughter spread like fire. Sola Ray, a girl sneered. "So this is who you really are." Phones came out. Screens flashed. Whispers turned into mocking voices. Sola froze. She felt naked. Not physically, but stripped. She ran. Outside, rain soaked her dress. Her wig slipped. Her heels broke. People stared. That night, Lagos did not look like lights. It looked like darkness. By morning, her Instagram was chaos. Comments cruel. Followers gone. Sponsors silent. The boutique fired her. The landlord knocked. Kimi stopped answering calls. Sola sat alone in her apartment, staring at a mirror she no longer recognized. She had become everything Lagos wanted. And still, it rejected her. With no money left, Sola sold her wigs first. Each one felt like shedding a different version of herself, the bold one, the sexy one, the confident one she pretended to be. When that wasn't enough, she sold her phone, the same phone that once connected her to friends, invitations, and validation. Silence followed immediately. Electricity was cut one evening without warning. The room went dark, and Sola sat on the floor, knees drawn to her chest, listening to the hum of generators from neighbors who could still afford power. Hunger returned like an old friend she had tried to forget, sharp, humiliating, impossible to ignore. The landlord knocked the next morning. His voice was firm but tired. He had heard the stories. Everyone had. That night, Sola finally called home using a neighbor's phone. Her mother didn't scold her. She didn't ask questions. She only cried. "Come back," she said softly. "You've tried." Those two words broke something open in Sola. The journey back to Ikea felt longer than the trip to Lagos years ago. This time, there were no dreams pressing against the bus window, only memories. When she arrived, the village looked exactly the same. The difference was her. People stared. Some whispered her name with curiosity. Others avoided her eyes. A few smiled with pity. No one asked about Lagos lights or soft life. At night, Sola lay on her childhood bed, listening to crickets instead of traffic, wondering how a city could give so much illusion and take so much truth. Life slowed down in ways Sola had forgotten were possible. She began working at a small neighborhood salon. The pay was little, but it was honest. Her hands learned routine again, washing hair, braiding, sweeping floors. There were no cameras. No filters. Just work. At first, shame followed her everywhere. When customers complained about Lagos girls being spoilt, Sola stayed quiet. When young girls talked excitedly about moving to the city, her chest tightened. The scars on her body remained thin lines that told stories she didn't always want to remember. Some nights, she touched them gently, reminding herself that she was still alive. Healing did not come all at once. It came in pieces. It came when she laughed genuinely for the first time in months. It came when she slept without anxiety. It came when she stopped checking mirrors for approval. Slowly, Sola began to speak. Not loudly. Not publicly. But honestly. She warned girls who came to the salon dreaming of Lagos. She didn't scare them, she told them the truth. Lagos is not evil, she would say. But it will test who you are. For the first time, her voice felt like her own. 3 years later, Sola returned to Lagos. Not to chase. Not to prove anything. Just to visit. She dressed simply. Flat shoes, natural hair, light makeup. No designer labels. No fake accent. Lagos was the same. The traffic. The noise. The hunger for more. She walked past the lounges where she once felt important. The clubs where girls laughed too loudly and hid too much. She saw younger versions of herself in them, hopeful, unaware. This time, Lagos didn't intimidate her. It felt smaller. She met Kimi once, by accident, at a mall. Kimi looked tired beneath the makeup. Their conversation was short and awkward. "Life no easy," Kimi said quietly. Sola nodded. She understood. As Sola headed back to the bus park, she felt something unexpected, gratitude. Lagos had stripped her, humiliated her, exposed her lies. But it had also taught her truth. She returned home that evening, not broken, not bitter, but whole. She was no longer a Lagos big girl. She was something stronger. She was a woman who survived Lagos and lived to tell the story.